President Obama has named two openly gay athletes to his U.S. delegation to head to Russia for the Winter Olympics. Tennis legend Billie Jean King and ice hockey silver medalist Caitlin Cahill will both be headed to Sochi in February as part of the presidential delegation. But President Obama himself will not be traveling to Russia, and neither will the First Lady, the Vice President, or any current cabinet member. Leading the delegation will be former Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano. And USA Today says that the White House, quote, delivered a strong message of opposition to Russia's anti-gay laws with this announcement. Joining me is Human Rights First Advocacy Counsel Shawn Gaylord. Shawn, it's good to see you in person. We just talked about this on Monday, so big developments by midweek. Let's talk about your reaction to this, because I know that your group was instrumental in providing this idea, and now here it is, it's come to fruition.
Sure. Yeah, we were thrilled to hear the news. I would say we were thrilled, but we were not surprised. The Obama administration has shown incredible leadership on LGBT issues, both domestically and internationally. So we always had a lot of confidence that this was the type of announcement we'd get. This was the type of delegation we'd see. Okay.
Chester, you can hand me that. I just want to show it to everybody. It's the cover of the USA Today that I left upstairs on my desk. As Billie Jean King, who is an equality ally,
Absolutely.
A strong female supporter, a great tennis legend who happens to be gay. And now she's going to be going and leading the way. This is a huge compliment to any country that's going to get a delegation of world-class athletes like this. But why is this threading the needle in such a brilliant political way? And the president is still sending a compliment by sending this delegation. But this is the first time in 14 years that a president or vice president or first lady is not going to be a part of this presidential delegation.
Right. Well, I think the key thing for us was the inclusion of LGBT people. I think that was done intentionally, done to send a message of equality and respect. And I think this delegation will be able to show what it's like to be integrated into society, to be leaders in society. So I think that was his thinking behind adding the LGBT people. We also support the decision not to go himself or to have the First Lady, Vice President, or Second Lady go. We know that a number of world leaders are taking similar action, and we had urged the same.
Okay, and we know that they are not going, the French president, the German president, so this follows on the heels of that they will not be there in Russia. We have Caitlin Cahill, though, the silver medalist that I mentioned as part of this delegation, telling the USA Today, quote, it's obviously a statement that's being made, but I think it's an incredibly respectful one. Basically, the White House is highlighting Americans who know what it means to have freedoms and liberties under the Constitution. Do you expect, or would you encourage members of this delegation, like Caitlin or Billie Jean King, to speak out against the propaganda laws in Russia while they're on Russian soil, while they have the attention of the world?
I think there are ways to do that. I think their number one job is to be there to represent the United States and support the athletes. But within that context, I still think there will be ways for them to send a message around non-discrimination. Human Rights First is part of the Principle 6 campaign, which is an opportunity for athletes, spectators to wear Principle 6 gear, Principle 6 being the Olympics, part of the Olympics' own charter. To us, that seems like a safe way to express support and not violate the anti-propaganda law. Nobody really understands the parameters of that law just yet, but certainly wearing a T-shirt that talks about the principles of the Olympic Charter should not be seen as propaganda.
You know, oddly enough, on Monday I got a lot of pushback when I said the president was being described by certain people as the first gay president.
Right.
Obviously, it was a policy reference to the fact that he has overseen the destruction of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He's come out for marriage equality. Obviously, he's against Russia's anti-gay propaganda laws. This sends a very strong message. But when we look at the international community rallying around this, do you think that the support is there to make a difference after the Olympics? Because that's when the attention goes away.
Right. I think that's it's a great question you're raising, and I think a really key concern for us is what happens when the Olympics are over. There's always a potential of some backlash against people working on the ground for LGBT equality. What we can do is just stay engaged with the Russian LGBT community, see what they need, how we can support them, but I do think it's a concern.
Shawn, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Great.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Good work, and we'll continue to follow as this delegation heads over to Russia. Thank you, sir.